Hey everybody, this is Matt from endsickness.org. Today I'm going to talk about tips for improving the air quality inside your home. First, let me say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. This is based on my personal experiences. This is for informational and educational purposes only. So back to the topic. So my experiences, my daughter had severe sensitivities to the point where she was having seizures, having asthma attacks, having eczema. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. She was so sensitive to what was in the air. I had to learn quickly or watch her suffer. So long story short, I eventually realized that her particular sensitivities were being driven by chemicals in the air, dust, particulate matter, but mostly mycotoxins more than anything. Mycotoxins were the thing that was making her immune system so aggravated that it was reacting to everything else. So I have tons of experience in trying to improve air quality and seeing how that impacted her health and symptoms and working with clients in similar situations. So I'm going to share that today. So first of all, ventilation is king, okay? If you have a house that's tainted and you have mycotoxins in it, ventilation is not exactly going to solve the issue, but ventilation can at least improve the airflow, get rid of the stale air, get rid of the buildup of all the, the cooking fumes, the smells, all the things you don't realize are impacting your air quality. The best way to ventilate is with box fans. Okay, so ideally you open up the window all the way, you put a box fan in there, you have the air sucking out. Okay, and either have a ceiling fan or have another fan blowing towards it, so you get cross ventilation, so you get a flow of air inside your home and out the window. And the whole idea is that you want to be able to have some air coming in, some air going out. Cross ventilation is really the best for being able to increase your air quality inside your home. Next thing is if you have carpets, steaming your carpets or removing them. Carpets are the worst thing for air quality. Anytime you walk in your carpet, almost always are you transferring some type of dirt or material or something that shouldn't be in your home. So you want to steam your carpets on a regular basis, once every 6 months. You can get a steamer just from Home Depot or something for 40, 50 bucks. Do it yourself. It's real easy. It's cheap. Or you just want to get rid of the carpets. That could be a better option as well, because sometimes these things are just overall, they're just not good for your health. They're made of synthetic fibers that they off-gas chemicals. These fibers get into the air. They can get into your lungs, etc. Next thing, you want to clean your surfaces, pack away things. You don't have a bunch of books and papers and stuff lying out everywhere. You want to have everything in drawers, in boxes, in bags. This is going to prevent mold and other material from accumulating, these other particulate matter that increases, all these issues inside your home air quality wise. So clean surfaces are a must. If you have clean surfaces, then you can wipe down the surfaces with vinegar, with white vinegar. The best thing to do is once you have all these surfaces clean, you wipe down with the white vinegar once per week, hit the floors, hit the counters, hit everything, all your surfaces, your corners, etc. Make sure you don't have a buildup of dust, because that's what feeds mold, which is what creates the mycotoxins. The next thing is we want to have HEPA air filters. Okay, these things are not miracles in themselves, but they can be extremely helpful for keeping down the particulate matter, the dust, the things that once again feed the mold, which is the main air quality issue. My favorite HEPA filters are made by a company called Levoit, Levoit, and they have a model called the 200S. It was about $160. It was really great. It has about 2,000 square foot capacity. Got to keep in mind, if you have a 2,000 square foot home, you don't want one of these for your whole home. You want ideally two of them, or one for each room. Each room has to have an air cleaner. You don't just want to have one air cleaner in the home. It's not going to do what you need it to. Next thing is we want to ventilate after cooking, after, other things like, when you have showers and you have, these smells from the hair products. You have, you cook, you turn your oven on to cook things, etc. You have to ventilate whenever you change any type of smell in the air. If you notice any smell in the air inside your home, you have to be able to ventilate to be able to keep your air quality solid. Otherwise, they've shown that these products or these fumes from cooking, these other things can actually deposit on the walls. You can deposit on the kitchen surfaces. When you touch them, these VOCs become absorbed and they start to cause you issues. So you definitely want to ventilate after cooking. That is one thing that most people don't do. They usually put on an overhead fan to suck the air out, but they don't ventilate their home. I've had air cleaners in my home, and it's shown that when you cook and you don't open the windows and suck the air out, you can have bad air quality for 4 or 5 hours after cooking, not even realize you're inhaling it the whole time. So natural cleaning products, you don't want to use cleaning products like, the stuff that has those strong smells, the synthetic products. You want to use natural cleaning products that are plant derived, so you make sure you're not having this buildup of VOCs in your home and all these toxic products. and having this residue all over the surfaces everywhere. This is absolutely critical. Fibers from blankets, ideally you want to have blankets that are cotton. You don't want to have a bunch of, polyester stuff everywhere and a bunch of blankets and rugs and things like that, just all over the place, hanging out wherever. If you shake a blanket, you shake a rug, you'll see in the sun, you'll see just endless particles that come off of it. So the blankets and the rugs, they need to be packed away, or the blankets need to be packed away, the rugs need to be thrown away. And you got to be able to keep everything as clean and smooth as possible. We don't want a bunch of blankets laying around everywhere, collecting dust on the floors. We don't want the rugs at all. We don't want the carpet, all that. So, are you still having issues with air quality? You still have asthma? Do you still have, illnesses like sinus issues? Do you have something that resembles, mycotoxin illness, possibly? If you're still having issues after doing all these things, you definitely have to look into mycotoxin illness. The one company that does the test that can identify if you're having a mycotoxin issue or not is called mymycolab.com. They have a mycotoxin antibody test, and it'll tell you right there if you're having an issue with mycotoxins in your home. You can do all these things right here, and it won't do as much for you as removing mycotoxins from your home, if indeed that is an issue, because they're just so toxic to your body and your immune system. So thanks for watching, everybody. I got plenty more videos out here in nature teaching you how to heal yourself. And if you have any questions, go to my website, endsickness.org, or put them in the comments. Thanks for watching.